What's going on, guys? It's your boy Hokage Puya, and the season's over. And I know international break is not everyone's favorite. I personally don't understand that viewpoint, but I know international break is not everyone's favorite. But the season's over, so it's not like we're waiting for club football to come back. Yes, there's still the new Club World Cup that we're waiting for in the USA. That's in a couple weeks, but hey, we should be thankful that there's some football in our lives this week, that there's something to play for, and we're getting two big matchups, Portugal versus Germany and France versus Spain in the semifinals of the Nations League, which we will then get to final a couple days later. So there's some importance here. Again, I'm a fan of the Nations League. It's a lot better than just the crappy friendlies we get outside of any qualifying matches for, the Euros, or outside of World Cup qualifying matches or whatever. It's a lot better. The teams are playing for something, and it's not a waste of everyone's time. It's and players obviously care about it more because it's a trophy. It's a new trophy that you could win, and Ronaldo won the first edition of it, and that was perfect for the Nations League because Ronaldo fans flex it and everything, and the Nations League now means something. So it's a trophy, it's a flex, it's a good way to build momentum as a national team. So let's not complain. Let's talk about the games. I'm going to predict both semifinals and then the final, and then we're going to go into more breakdown, some in-depth analysis of both games. So without further ado, let me pull up my beautiful little screen here, my ghetto little screen, and let's talk about it. So in the previous games of the quarterfinals, those were two-legged ties. Um, Germany beat Italy 5-4, although they were very dominant across those two legs. They just fell asleep when they were 5-1 up and let Italy score 3 goals. That was a crazy game in Dortmund a couple months ago. Portugal beat Denmark 5-3. The Spanish and the Dutch went to penalties, and Spain won. And France also went to penalties against Croatia in a 2-2 tie over two legs. So now we got the semifinals coming this week. Germany versus Portugal on Wednesday. Spain versus France on Thursday. Little rematch there of the semifinal of the Euros, Spain versus France. So that's going to be interesting. But let's start with Germany versus Portugal now. A couple things to note. So Portugal's team, I'm not sure how it's going to work because PSG just won the Champions League. Guys like João Neves, Nuno Mendes, Vitinha, Gonzalo Ramos, those guys, I'm not sure if they're going to travel with the Portugal team to play this game. I don't know. I haven't looked into it, but even with those guys there, um, without those guys there, this Portugal team does get a lot weaker. You're then relying on Bruno Fernandes and finished Cristiano Ronaldo and Rafael Leao coming off a very bad season with AC Milan this year to play this Germany team that has been gaining a lot of momentum under Nagelsmann, especially since the Euros. But something to note for this German team is a ton of people have pulled out. They're missing a ton of key players. Rudiger, Schlotterbeck, Wirtz. Actually, no, Wirtz is there. Musiala, 4 or 5 other players have pulled out. Angelo Stiller had to pull out. He's not going to be there for Germany. And so they're going to be relying on the German class of 96 in these games, probably. Goretzka, Zane, Gnabry, those two returning to the national team. Gnabry returning to the national team. Jonathan Burkhardt pulled out for Germany today. Tim Kleindienst injured. He's not going to be there. So Füllkrug returns to the national team. So it's a it's a weaker Germany team here coming into this matchup against a Portugal team who, if those PSG players come and play in this match a couple days after the Champions League final, it will be a very energetic, very informed Portugal team that has the quality to take down this weekend the Germany team. Now, it's not all about who's on the team sheet. It's about how these teams play. And historically, Germany has always been a nightmare matchup for Portugal. Just the styles of play these two countries like to go for, Germany has always been a nightmare matchup for Portugal. It goes back so many competitions. Even the first competition I ever watched, World Cup 2006, Germany versus Portugal. Germany got the better of them. Go to the 2014 World Cup. Germany smacked them 4-0. Go to the recent, no, the Euros, the 2021 Euros, Germany smack them in that. Like, Portugal are owned by Germany. Germany owns Portugal on the international level. Germany just always finds a way to beat Portugal, and they usually do it convincingly. So even with this weakened Germany team, it doesn't really matter much because it's Nagelsmann. Nagelsmann is there. He's instilled this new belief in this German team, and they've been very strong since the Euros. They finished top of their Nations League. I thought their performance against Italy over 2 legs was good, besides them falling asleep for the last 25, 30 minutes of that game and allowing 3 goals in. The rest of that tie, Germany was all over Italy, cutting them open, destroying them. You also saw Kimmich getting 2 goals and 3 assists across 2 legs, destroying Italy. And I think they just took the foot off the gas and Italy almost mounted a comeback, but I don't look too much into that. Anyway, a lot of players from that match are injured and won't be there for this game against Portugal. But food for thought is that this is a more confident Germany team with Nagelsmann playing a much better style of football that suits the squad available to him. And that's going to be a big challenge for this Portugal team, even with so many info players, even with the guys from PSG coming who just won the Champions League, beating Inter 5-0 in the final. Matchups, styles make fights, and Portugal has never matched up well to Germany. So this one, it's tough to call because if Germany had their full strength team, Musiala, Wirtz, Rudiger, Schlotterbeck, all those guys, Stiller in the team, everyone, if they had all their guys, Kai Havertz is also missing because of his injury. If Germany had everyone available to them, I would be 100% confident here that Germany beats Portugal and advances to the final. But Germany, weakened team, still will probably play very strongly against Portugal, a team that's been struggling, that has failed to basically convince and perform in the big stages the last couple of tournaments. But they have 3-4 players that are coming from the Champions League winning side from just yesterday, PSG. So informed team that historically always beats Portugal against a Portugal team with a lot of informed players. You combine it together, I'm not sure. I'm 50-50 on it. If I were to go with my heart, really, really putting bias aside, I always go with history. And history tells me Germany, no matter where Germany is as a team, no matter how well or bad they're playing, they beat Portugal. And if you want an example of that, you go to Euro 2021, where, Jogi Löw with that Germany team looks lost. People were really doubting Germany at those Euros, and Germany smacked Portugal up 4-1. Or was it 4-1 or 4-2 on the day? So it's just an example of no matter where Germany is, how well they're playing, they get the better of Portugal. So I'm going to go Germany to beat Portugal. And again, these aren't 2 legs. It's a 1-legged tie to get to the final. It won't be 2 legs like the quarterfinal. So I'm going to go Germany to beat Portugal. Scoreline, it's tough because I don't think this will be a high-scoring game. I think like a 2-1, maybe even extra time. This could be an extra time kind of game, Germany versus Portugal. But I'm going to go with a 2-1 victory for the Germans, for them to advance to the final. Who will they play in the final? Well, let's talk about the other semifinal, Spain versus France. Now, a rematch of that Euros semifinal where Spain was clearly the better team. Now, something to note with this France team is a lot of French guys this season have leveled up. Some guys have announced themselves on the stage, called up to this national team finally. There's a lot of very good and stylish players for the France to choose from here with Didier. The only negative for France is it's Didier Deschamps, so you never know how he'll line up, but they still have Kylian Mbappe, who, although went trophyless with Real Madrid, still scored 40-plus goals in his debut season with Madrid. They have Kylian Mbappe. They have Ousmane Dembele, who just led PSG to a Champions League. Again, like with the Portugal team, I don't know if the French guys for PSG will join up for this game. I'm pretty sure they will. I'm operating under the condition that they will be joining. They have Mbappe, like I said. Dembele, who has reformed himself this season under Luis Enrique, just led PSG to a treble. 2 assists in the Champions League final, by the way. Desiree Doué, 19-year-old, stylish, beautiful football player, a brace as a 19-year-old in the Champions League final just yesterday. He's in the team. You have Michael Olise, who has turned out to be the signing of the summer for Bayern, getting 31, 32 goals and assists in his debut season as a winger for Bayern. Amazing. All the other French guys. I mean, all the talent. Ryan Cherky in the team. All these guys France have. They're a much different team attacking wise than they were a year or so ago against Spain in that Euro semifinal. Completely different look. However, another thing to mention for this France team is Upamecano out with an injury, still recovering from his knee issue that kept him out for the rest of the last 2-3 months of Bayern's season. At this point, it's pretty much proven, statistically proven, performance-wise, that Upamecano is the best French defender in this setup, and he is the guy that leads this French defense to clean sheets and makes them stronger. It's basically statistically, stats-wise, performance-wise, eye test-wise, he is the guy for this France backline. He won't be there. So will Saliba and Konate falter? Will they play well? We have already seen many instances where Saliba and Konate aren't necessarily the most compatible and mistake-free partnership at center back for France. So interesting to see what happens there. But you go to the Spain team. There's tons of Spanish team players in form here, man. Pedri, Lamine Yamal, Nico Williams. Although Nico Williams' season was kind of disappointing, he performs for Spain. Gavi, Zubamendi, all these guys. Spain is still strong as well. So I have a tough time also predicting this one because I think with Spain since the Euros, have they improved? Have they gotten better? I don't know. I feel like they haven't taken the next step to improving, but yet again, they've only been playing like Nations League games and whatever. Like, who knows? This is a big game against France. Maybe they'll improve their game, play more focused, be more professional with their performance, not be so stupid and concede 5 goals to the Netherlands. Although the Dutch are not a bum team, still conceding 5 goals over 2 legs, worrisome. So the Spain team, if you're, since that semifinal game against France at the Euros, I haven't seen a big improvement with the Spanish team. I think a lot of people would agree with me, even Spanish fans would agree with me. They've kind of stagnated a bit, but, is that because they just don't care about the Nations League or whatever? I don't know. But they've stagnated a bit. Their defense has gone a bit weaker. Rodri's still not back on the team. They still have Fabian Ruiz coming off a Champions League win with PSG. Pedri, Gavi, all those dudes, all those Barca guys coming in on form for the squad. So Spain's still going to be strong, but I really believe in this sudden rise of so many talented French attackers, Cherki, Olise, Doué. I think France is going to be a lot stronger. And if Spain pulls up and underestimates France, this could get ugly for them. And I think they will lose this game. I think France will get the better of Spain here, and I think they'll advance to the final. Tactically, Didier Deschamps has been a brick. He has limited. I think he's been holding back the France national team setup for a while now. So I'm really going with France here because of all the players that they've got now, the improvement they've showed since the Euros. Not necessarily France's performances have improved, but the players coming in on form after this season. I really think they're going to look like a different team. Ousmane Dembele, Olise, Cherki, Doué, Mbappe, all those guys. But again, I think the key for this game is going to be the midfield. Now, France's midfield isn't necessarily airtight and strong. So that's where Spain, if they want to win this game, they need to control the midfield again and limit how much attacking France can do, controlling the possession, having 60+% possession against France team, which I think is very much possible given the midfield matchup that Spain has against that France team. Who are you looking at? Camavinga, Tchouaméni, who else in that France midfield? I don't think they're not quite up to scratch with the Pedri, Zubamendi, Gavi, and all those guys in midfield. And Fabian Ruiz, I don't think so. So this is going to be close. Again, I could see this one going to extra time as well, but I think I'm going to edge towards France. I think I'm going to edge towards France because I think with so many talented guys going forward, obviously Spain has Lamine Yamal, and Lamine Yamal can do anything at this point. I believe he could beat anyone. He could take 5 guys on and score a goal by himself. But so many guys coming in form for this France team, I think it'll be an even matchup. I think maybe Spain will actually dominate the game possession wise, but I think with Mbappe being in goal scoring form, Olise, Dembele, Doué, all those guys, I think individual brilliance might carry France in this game and to a win over Spain. I'm thinking like 3-2 France versus Spain. I'm thinking a 3-2 France to advance to the final. And I'm looking at that final. I'm looking at Germany versus France. I think France win because as much as I said, Germany with all the players they're missing still have a strong manager, still have a strong style of play and play with a lot of confidence right now, and they always match up well against Portugal. I think the severely weakened squad for Germany will be too much against France in the final, and I think France will win the final against Germany and be the Nations League champions for this edition. So that's how I see it going. And the bronze medal match, who cares about the bronze medal match? I'm looking at the bronze medal match. Spain beat Portugal, if I'm going to make a prediction. I think Spain beat Portugal in that bronze medal match 3-1. Although that would be an interesting midfield battle. Vitinha, João Neves versus Pedri and Fabian Ruiz and those guys. That'll be an interesting midfield matchup. But I think Lamine Yamal will run circles around Portugal's defense. And Spain will beat Portugal in the third place match. And I think France will beat Germany in the Nations League final. That's how I see it. Those are my predictions. Who knows? I'm done saying I'm the master of predictions. I have not been too hot with my predictions this season. I'm gonna do a video soon on my reacting to my Premier League predictions because guys, that it's awful. I went back and watched the video and I cringed at myself. But that's for another video. Tune in if you want to see that. Those are my Nations League predictions, my breakdown of the games. I think France will win the whole thing. I think they'll meet Germany in the final. And France get that revenge against Spain. Germany will ride momentum to the final. But the French talent is just too much for a weakened Germany team with all the injuries they have. It's been your boy Hokage Puya. Like, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'll be doing post-match reactions for everything that happens in the Nations League this next week. So tune in for those if you want. So until then, I'll see you guys in the next videos. Peace.